Hello and welcome everybody. This is Tech Talk Africa, and this time we are doing it differently. We are doing a dope conversation where we are hosting founders of specific startups in different criteria or different industries. And this time we have Benkiko. For the first time, they're opening the floor, and we're doing hot wings. We have a couple of chilies on the floor. For those who are listening on the space, you might have different graphical issues per se. It will be difficult for you to indulge in this, but you'll have to wait for the video to upload, and you'll get to see it on YouTube. But anyway, my co-host is, I guess I won't say the name. Let him introduce himself. What's up, my guy?
Nkofiti. Mm-hmm. My name is Frank Franje. And I'm in tech in general and crypto specifically. The rest, I guess, to catch up a conversation done.
Yeah, for sure. And crypto is a new space per se that is supposed to be booming currently, but it's facing some kind of challenges, which these people are calling a dip. And as we know, a dip is something that is inside, and we'll get to know more about how the challenges are facing Frank and what his startup is all about. Is the startup facing the challenges, or it's curbing the issues, or we don't know. But as he has said, he's Frank, and I'd love to go deeper. Personally. Who is Frank? And just tell us who you are behind tech, who Frank is. Are you married? Are you single? Just tell us.
So, Frank is an entrepreneur since birth, and my journey in this space has mainly been through curiosity driven too. Like I just like figuring things out. I just like playing around with stuff, and yeah, it's fun to me. It's like there's nothing you can take advantage of in this life than curiosity. So to me, Frank is a very curious person. Frank is someone who always wants to figure out things, fix things, and well, along those lines, I've found my good home in crypto, or maybe not in crypto, first in blockchain and then crypto as a segment of blockchain. Mm-hmm. And so the specific journey started in 2017, 2018. But before that, well, I've always been me, and I've always tried to just do stuff that make life fun.
So before we go jump into blockchain, a lot of people don't know blockchain. Try simplify it, because majority of the audience per se, which are going to view this, they're not tech oriented. Tell us in a nutshell what blockchain is and what cryptocurrency is.
So blockchain, I guess, before you even define cryptocurrencies, of course, they are all built on blockchain technology. Mm-hmm. And so, in a nutshell, or to the layman, blockchain is just a simple trust-enabled internet. And by trust-enabled, it means that right now, whoever you trust with your data, you expect them to respect your data and use it for maybe the right intentions. Or if you've signed up on Twitter, well, of course, you're only providing your email to be authenticated and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But then again, they use this all this data to make other money outside what they present to you as a user, right? Mm-hmm. So blockchain is trust-enabled internet in a way that you can trust whatever is happening in that system, how you are seeing it as a user, and you are guaranteed in the back end it works just the same.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So when you say a trust-enabled system, who per se trusts the system? The users of the blockchain, or just a random person, or the ones who created blockchain? Because
mainly the user, because blockchain are built to serve a purpose. So the trust is on the user side, but you are guaranteed there is no one in the back end. So it's in short, they call it an open or a distributed ledger technology.
oh, okay.
So this distribution comes in a way that there is no one in between you and the data, or you and the other person. So it's accessible in the same way and form to every user. You see?
Okay. So, as you have said, the data is open to the user. Now, you mentioned something, cryptocurrency, and the last word, currency, is about money.
Money, yeah.
And money on a place where no one can control it. How is it about?
So now, the thing is, while blockchain can impact a lot of fields and processes, money is one of them. You see, for example, when we say distributed ledger technology, we have these experiences with people buying land. It's fake land. You are given a fake what do you call it, title deed, right?
Yeah.
So you want, as a normal user, you'd want to trust that the title deed you have is original and not counterfeited.
Yeah.
That's one side. So this side of money happens in that we've all used money. We go to school to study how to make money, but we are never taught how the actual money is made.
Yeah.
You see? So if with blockchain every user has the same information, you realize that in this current economic model, we actually don't have information about how money is produced. We only have information about how to spend your money, how to save your money, but not actually this how money is made. So when you say currency in blockchain, and specifically cryptocurrencies, so these are currencies not controlled nor issued by anyone. And not issued by anyone also means that they are accessible to anyone. So unlike this other system where you have your money, then there is the bank, and then there is the central bank, this other situation, the bank and the central bank are not there. So it's money for the users who trust that this is money.
Okay.
So if I have trust on my end and you have trust on your end, I can pay you with this money without worrying, without telling me I need government issued or government regulated money.
Okay, you have mentioned the government. Let's at least take a notch higher. pick a chili that you want, and let's spice up the chicken as we spice up the conversation. Because when it comes to the government, it becomes pretty interesting. Yeah. Which one do you want? Which chili?
Wow.
We have real Thai, we have mango, we have a couple of specific chilies. Can you choose? And let's give the audience
the
zesta one.
Yeah.
Okay. Sawa. You take your chicken and you spice it how you want. It's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting interesting. It's getting interesting.
Why?
Yeah, you can.
Ndaanza kutoa machozi. Ona venye naweka mob. Okay, this is interesting.
Okay. Now we have the first chicken and the first question. About the government. Majority of the times, your tweets are against per se money that is controlled, money that is under a system. And cryptocurrency defies all the laws of the government, and your company is formed in a regime where it's still centralized.
Swali kwanza.
So, how are you coordinating with the government, with Benkiko, or are you doing it in a manner that Benkiko is under the system? It's not known to the government. You're still using the streets. And what if the government confronts you? What will you do?
Well, the government is the government. Nafaa kuuma hii niongee nikitoa machozi.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, we're having tasty wings. And it's a conversation with Benkiko. And we're talking cryptocurrency, we're talking economic systems, we're talking a lot of things. And
so the government. First of all, where do I start? Kameanza kuchoma. So first of all, this is something I've always wanted to do since I was young. Of course, we'll get into that. And we want to do legit business. I want to do legit business. But another good thing, or another factual thing, is that they say you can never disrespect the goose that feeds you, or something like that. And that goose is definitely the government. And that's why they are regulators. But at the same time, the whole basics of cryptocurrencies is money outside the control of anyone. Actually, not even governments and all that. It's money out of the control of anyone. You see? So it's not specifically about or against governments. That's number one. Number two, I believe it's a very innovative idea. It's an idea that connects us globally. Or enables us to easily connect to the global economy. So I don't think there should be any hindrance or anything that we cannot explain. That said, we are indeed registered in Kenya. And though the regulatory environment, one, you cannot say it's friendly. Two, it's not friendly because the laws are not there. Right? And so the best way to do this is to look that it leans more on the banking and payment side. So since you cannot be regulated per se, at least you can align with some requirements, some policies, some needs in case they pounce on your door. Like unaweza explain useme, hey, by the way, nimetiki na.
Okay, let's roll back. You have said you're registered in Kenya. I hear a lot of people when they're saying they're registering a cryptocurrency company. You don't register it as a cryptocurrency company. What do you register your company as? Do you register it as a bank, as a finance system, as a loan, or a SACCO? What?
Actually, this is a misconception people get. You see, when I'm operating with a crypto wallet, that crypto wallet is just a
can you define to our users what's a crypto wallet? Because
so our wallet
you've jumped so deep.
Okay. So a crypto wallet is where you manage your portfolio, you hold your cryptocurrencies, you can buy and sell, you can trade, and all sort of things.
When you say portfolios, personally, career-wise, I'm a graphic designer. My portfolio is a little bit different. And it's much more of colors and papers. What is a cryptocurrency portfolio?
So a portfolio is just probably a combination of all the assets you hold. You have some Bitcoin, some Ethereum, some Litecoin. That's for all of that is your portfolio.
You've mentioned Bitcoin, and we had some issues. I think it's still ongoing, per se, and it's called a dip, as you people say it. And you've mentioned a couple of other, let me say, monies for now. And those monies, we understand we have notes, we have shillings. Is it the same kind in the cryptocurrency world?
That's where the wallet comes in, and the conversation about wallets. Because the normal money, the normal government money, for long has been in paper form and coins. Then we got innovative idea, banking came, where now your money was just a digital number on a bank account. Then M-Pesa came and it changed the game, but you still had digital accounts. So for a crypto wallet, and this is where now the explanation about government comes in, is that unlike M-Pesa, where Safaricom is responsible, like you see in cryptos, there's no one in between. Not the government, not a fintech, not. So for Safaricom, your data is like Safaricom has to answer why something is missing. So for crypto wallets, what they do is that they run on the blockchain system. So whatever you are seeing on your wallet is actually like just the wallet reflecting what's on the Bitcoin or on the blockchain.
On the blockchain.
So the wallet is just a tech solution.
Okay.
It's nothing past that. It's just some lines of code that help you to interact with the actual blockchain. Okay.
Now you've mentioned some few things, and they are a little bit technical, and things that are much more technical. When it comes to financial inclusion, you have to solve a problem. And what is the financial inclusion or the gap that cryptocurrency is solving in that financial inclusivity in the current world?
Okay, again, you realize that everything circles back to just banking and all that. So for you to register for a bank right now, you need national ID, some details, you see, like you have to submit KYC details. Not many in the rural areas even care about that, or even, you see, and that's why M-Pesa was so impactful, because you only needed your phone number. Well, until they needed you to register a phone number against your ID. So for in the crypto world, you don't need any of that. You just download a wallet, you get a few credentials, and you're ready to go. Now the financial gap here is that one, it gets very easy to sign up without much information being asked. Once you've signed up, you instantly connect to the global economy. You can send money to Asia, Europe, America in an instant at very low fees. Realize that we have so many relatives and all that are abroad that regularly send money back home. But it's such a huge hassle to get that money home, because you have exchange rates to account for, exorbitant fees, you see. But with crypto, you connect instantly globally. That's number one. Number two is that you're not paying extreme fees. On average, a Bitcoin transaction of whatever value, you can even be moving $1 million, and you'll still use like roughly 74 bob, 100 bob. I'm sure even the highest transaction limit of M-Pesa takes more than that. Okay,
so you've mentioned a couple of other fintechs, M-Pesa and others without mentioning. I'd love you to take another chicken, and this time I'm going to choose a sauce for you. Pase. And
this one.
Virginia Green Garden hot sauce. It's not. I don't think it's that hot. But anyway, just take another.
Wow.
And for our audience, we are with Frank of Benkiko Finance, a cryptocurrency company, and we're just talking finance. We're talking the ecosystem. We're talking tech, basically. And so, Frank, you've not mentioned some companies by names, and a few news has been happening around. PayPal has joined
the space.
In cryptocurrency, and they've had a tendency of holding people's finance. And you're saying blockchain is a trustless system, and PayPal has come to this place, and there won't be so much delays. How will you face such a giant who has had quite a rapport? Forget the withholding of cashes. Has had quite a good rapport in transferring of cashes, and they've partnered also with M-Pesa, which is a good financial system in Kenya. How are you going to face them? Are you going to fight them that now that they have joined the bandwagon, or what are you going to do?
Well, I think them coming on board like sort of brings credibility to the whole thing. So it's an advantage to everyone in the space.
Okay.
First, we are not worried about competition. That's number one. Number two is that just want to do amazing stuff. Okay. And right now we are turning into more than just a fintech app. We are a suite of solutions that basically handle. How would we put it? No, we'll go forward to analyze the app. But in short, about PayPal, it's credibility to the space. Number one. Number two is that if they're integrated, apart from these issues, the holding customers' money for months, frustration with fees, the rest of the things is good. But also the world is drifting from those sort of payment solutions. They are expensive. We are dealing with a total new generation. This was made for the other generation. You see, they might be a giant and all. And one thing I always like to say, every crypto native startup has the potential, has 100% chance of making it. But every previous generation startup that tries to pivot to crypto,
it's quite a challenge.
It's quite a challenge.
And
it's Joe Mikey.
You should buy it. I don't think it's that hot anymore. I don't think it's that hot. Anyway, we're going in deeper and deeper and deeper. And you've just hinted something before we go even further. These crypto native startups, they are based on majority of Web 2 policies. That is buying, that is selling, that is trading, that is loans per se, and all this. What is different with Web 3? What is really different? Remove the trustless system, remove all that, because there's someone currently who says, I trust the bank, I trust circles. He's still stuck in Web 2. What is different in Web 3 that is bubbling everyone?
Well, apart from accessibility, the way you can create an account instantly, send money globally.
You can drink water.
So apart from that accessibility, crypto basically brings together the whole financial system and financial instruments into one. And that's why you have platform, without getting too technical, that's why you get platforms where people can yield farm, can other funny names. Companies can issue digital shares as digital assets. and other important solutions, right? So in short, if it's accessible to everyone, it means that this everyone can now get access, and that's the financial inclusion bit, that everyone now can access any financial instrument they want.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Yield farming is the compounding.
Yeah.
Now, we've had a couple of crashes recently. I don't know, it's called Luna or what?
Yeah, Luna.
It's a cryptocurrency company. And let's say someone was stocking cash there, was yielding or compounding. And when it comes to withdrawing their investment, it's all gone. You see, now, for me to trust such a system, it's very hard.
Yeah.
For me, let's say I want to onboard, and this week something crashes, and what happens? Because what happens when your Benkiko happens to do something like that? It crashes. I have my investment there, and all these people are bundled up over there, and then it just goes. What will happen? What will happen? As in, is the money refunded? Basically, it's a risky zone. Is the money refunded?
I like giving this example.
Okay.
It's like when you see we have this habit of the government is building a road here, so we all rush to buy lands.
Okay.
But you also know the government can change its plan and say, maybe we won't prioritize that road.
So you're saying Benkiko can change their plan?
No, I'm not saying. I'm not saying it can change its plan. What I'm saying is, if you had already bought land in some, well, you know it's an investment, yeah? It's your land and you can see it physically. But then the value drops, okay? Well, you have the opportunity to hold on to your land until a later date, or you can sell, but your land still remains your land. And that's why in crypto they say, whether it goes up or it goes down, 1 Bitcoin is still 1 Bitcoin, because the value might change, but 1 Bitcoin is still 1 Bitcoin. So what that does, to the crypto community, in short, it means that don't sell at a loss if you can wait.
But what if you wait and then the
It
wait
doesn't
has
come
just
back.
happened? Because
No, that's the
also
value.
because
that's
also
the value
you
side.
cryptocurrency heads are crying, and I don't understand why you are crying. I don't understand why you are crying, and it's a field where you knew the risks and everything.
Tumeumia sana. But now that's the value bit where, well, you're saying your money has dropped, but if hauna haraka nayo, like most guys are never bothered.
Okay.
Unless now you came in for the hype.
Okay.
And that's why we insist on doing good research. Unless you came in for the hype, na ime crash and now, well, there are those that will crash and go. And now unajua pesa yako imeoga. But there are those like Bitcoin, those legit projects. To crash, if you're patient with your money, if you have some other money somewhere, you just let that be, because the rule is 1 Bitcoin is always 1 Bitcoin.
So, okay.
But there's no refund. Hakuna. You see, with banks, a bank does what we call, they give insurance depository to the central depository agency or something like that. Yeah? Because the government is there to say you need to give insurance to those guys. But in crypto, since I own a government, you are working with real value in real time.
Okay. It's getting too much technical. And I want you to simplify. We've been talking about Benkiko. People are just hearing Benkiko. The first few sessions have been about the other systems. Yeah. So what is Benkiko in simple terms for people? And they call it jurisdictions. In how many jurisdictions are you in as Benkiko? And have you been permitted to operate in those jurisdictions?
Okay, so in simple terms, uh, Benkiko is a micropayments network.
Okay.
And by micropayments, we mean that you can send 500 bob, 1,000 bob, 10,000 bob across the globe
Okay.
at very minimal fees. So micropayments have been very difficult because even globally, when you're using tools like PayPal, you still pay, I guess, the same fees for even smaller amounts. So micropayments basically venye tu unaweza kutumia chwani, so unaweza ituma anywhere in the world without a strain. So we are micropayments network, and we mainly focus on the digital economy. And by this we mean that there's a crop of, or there's a new generation coming in that will be purely working online.
Okay.
Right? For part-time gigs, you are creating solutions, like you are a content creator, you are doing part-time gigs as a freelancer, you've turned your Twitter, Instagram into an online shop, you see. So you earn
so
online.
you're coming for the gig economy and
The
to
creator
disrupt
economy.
the creator economy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like you enhance that with faster, smoother payments.
Okay.
So if you're a graphic designer, so you only need to send a file to China if you have a client.
Yes.
But how will the client pay you? Because you've done amazing work. So you see, and probably that unit of graphic design is probably $50. You see, but how will the client actually pay you $50 from China? So we want this new generation to actually make money comfortably online without the payment hassle.
So how do you disrupt, personally, someone like I who's been using direct line via the bank, or sometimes my PayPal doesn't have conflict, or Payoneer? How will you make me, because I'm still skeptical over the last week happenings, make me jump on board at Benkiko? Assume you're in a pitch meeting. What is the key point of Benkiko? You are low transaction rates, or I don't know it's what.
Mainly is the seamless and frictionless payments.
Okay.
Right? And now the key selling point is the area of focus. So ideally we just want more kids like us and more people doing amazing stuff to like make comfortable money online. So you realize that all these others, they require you to either go to some physical place to do some bank operations, some account operations. Then you have, on top of that, you have the exchange rates and the high fees. So you bundle that into a specific segment of the economy where people essentially just live online. You order online, you watch online, you work online. So your payment should be also online.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we add another chicken and another hot sauce. But I don't think this one is so hot. It's called mango ketchup anyway. But anyway, it might
But
be.
the second one, where? The second one was stuffed.
Yeah, we still have like 3 more sauces to go.
Wow.
And so, pick a chicken, we had some sauce, and then you sent to me a certain link. You have a client, I don't know, it's a client or what. They are in, is it Mali?
Yeah, in Mali.
Yeah, they are in Mali. And their system of finance is powered by Benkiko. Can you tell us about that?
So, tuongezee kingine.
Yes.
Ile jamaa alienda wapi? So, the guys in Mali. So, I guess the bit I haven't said is that, well, this one smells nice. This one in kama itanisumbua sana.
Yeah, it looks tasty. I don't know, it's called, I don't know why I bought it, but
So, the guys in Mali, this is the point I haven't maybe When you say we want more people to get paid online, well, they can get paid through Benkiko when you share your username and you're like, okay, send the money to this username. You can get paid like that, direct. But we're also looking at a situation where we have now actual developers deploying niche solutions. So you can create a solution to tip content creators and help them to manage tips. You can create an online storefront for online shops. You can do on-demand services or any solution that comes to mind.
Okay.
And the advantage is that you can build for your local market, but as long as your app delivers utility.
So when you're saying building, and per se, we have developers listening.
Yeah.
And do you have what they call the API? Do you have, or they have to come on Benkiko as a super, I don't know what, super
app.
Yeah, super app or what? Yes. What?
So that,
what
that's generally the concept.
So they're going to onboard.
So, yeah.
Rather than you having an API to power a system.
Yeah, there is an API publicly consumable or publicly to use that you can deploy an app, and then that app has the advantage of gaining users anywhere in the world. As long as it delivers real utility, can gain real users. Another thing is that if Benkiko has 100 million users, if your app deploys, it has the potential to hit. As long as then it delivers value to the users, you have the potential to hit 100 million users.
Okay, so you're mentioning good numbers. As of now, since you started Benkiko, how many users are on board, and what amount of transactions? Like, label the numbers we get to see. Per se, you won't be mugged, but yeah. But what are the transactions? What are the numbers of Benkiko, so that we know the growth curve of Benkiko? Yes. That one is sweet. That one is a sweet conversation.
So, what are the numbers? Well, I guess we'll talk about the numbers after the incoming update.
Okay. So when is the incoming update? But I just label the fractions. Label the fractions. Because actually, we love onboarding things that are having people.
The funniest thing is that most of our user base is actually outside Kenya. I guess Safaricom is too dominant. Yeah. Okay, it's not a Safaricom issue. Okay. It doesn't have to do with that.
Why are you people focusing so much on outside?
No, we haven't focused. They just onboarded into the system and they found utility.
Okay.
So they ran with it.
Okay.
But give or take, well, still below 5,000.
5,000 users,
5,000 users.
Active users, that is.
Yeah, active users.
Okay.
In terms of volume, quite impressive.
What is quite impressive?
Super
are
impressive.
You in millions? Are you in trillions? Are you? Where are you? Where are you specific?
Well, below.
Okay, so.
But all in all, developers can build solutions, and that's what the guys in Mali are doing. So we have active development activities in Malaysia, German, Mali, 3 in Nigeria, and 4 in Kenya. So probably I can rush over. So the guys in Malaysia are trying to build a play-to-earn gaming environment. That's where you play, you are temporary, and you get paid.
Okay.
The guys in German are working on a tool that basically monetizes the whole value chain of cloth production. Anyone who was at one point involved in the production of of your garment.
So all these people, are they in Benkiko, or where are they?
In Benkiko, in what term? As in part of the team, or
the users or people or companies that are onboarding wanting to use Benkiko? They are.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
They are actively developing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah.
So those in German are working on a tipping tool for garment manufacturers. The guy in Mali is building something super amazing.
Can you tell us about that? We just mentioned.
Well, the way we know microfinance banks, of course, they need a software to manage account creation, funds movement, loaning and borrowing. Then we realized that blockchain can actually make that simpler without a whole software and a whole IT team. You see? So what these guys are doing is that they are building a microfinance bank as a service solution on the blockchain, where now every microfinance bank can ditch their old systems
Okay.
and then onboard into a more efficient, more global system. So essentially, they have partners in like their key markets is Togo, Ghana, Gambia, Senegal, and Mali. But they have also approached some microfinance banks in Kenya and like across Africa. So in short, all microfinances can come on board, or you can actually now launch your own microfinance bank.
So is Benkiko going from P2P? Is it? It's called that way,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is it going from a P2P buying and selling of these to a loan issuing, as I understand what microfinances do? Is it going to that genre of the industry?
Not really. What we do is, as I said, we are sort of building a micropayments rail for the digital economy, right?
So you are an enabler.
We are an enabler. Now every developer can churn out whatever they feel like. Could be on demand, could be what. You could even build an e-learning portal. So it still needs payment. And the tutors need to get paid, the parents and kids need to pay. So it needs the payment part. So everyone can build a product with payments embedded so that product can be used anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's add.
You want to add?
Yeah, let's add more cheese.
That one was
Yeah, that one looks a little bit sweet because we are talking about the numbers of Benkiko. We were talking about the numbers of Benkiko. Per se, the numbers were very sweet. And this chika looks yeah, looks a bit interesting. And is Benkiko centralized or decentralized?
Well, that's why I talked so big of the next update, because while this update was more centralized, the incoming one is completely decentralized.
So decentralized,
non-custodial in short.
Non-custodial.
Yeah.
So you also, the owner of Benkiko, won't have.
I won't have access. It's just an interface that interacts with the blockchain.
Okay, pretty interesting. And do you think the current Web3 systems are so void of whatever is happening, like the inflations and gradual changes of currency, extreme rates? Do you think Web3 currency is immune to that system?
It is.
Okay.
It actually is. It is because inflation comes about when governments print out money.
Okay.
And the whole origin of crypto and all that was because people are tired of inflation. Every year the government is targeted to achieve at least 2.5% in inflation. That's basic inflation. It has to be there. Right? Then now from mismanagement and whatnot, the inflation now goes through the roof and shit. But are the other systems immune? Yes, they are, because now the main selling point of cryptocurrencies is scarcity. Unlike government money, which has an infinite number, this one has a finite number. That's number one. But in terms of fluctuations, you are better off holding them than actually holding government money. Because those ones with a finite number, with scarcity, they grow in value. But government money on the other side, without scarcity, it loses value. That's number one.
Okay.
So you are better off holding than this. But, well, of course, they have those dips like we have now, until the day they become stabilized and now everyone is fully on board.
So when is that?
When is that?
We're talking of a future that might be dim for majority of the people. Basically, basing on the wave that has come the last week, we see cryptocurrency going dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. What is what is for our listeners, that's Chika Chika Chili. It's getting interesting. The conversation, the facial expressions, getting interesting. It's getting interesting. Yeah. So, what is this hope that we have?
Can I give you some interesting numbers?
Yeah.
Right now, from the CPK, we are doing at least more than 85% of our bank operations outside banks. Kameanza kuninyonga.
Have some water.
That's number one. Number two, globally, 52% of crypto users are using crypto to actually make money. It's not a hobby. Then 11% of the total users actually use it for global payments and sorting bills. So it's targeted by the year 2030, at least half of the world's population will be primarily using crypto for payments and investment.
Coming from a regime that has a 2030 vision, and we don't see that happening.
Activities,
you mentioning 2030 brings in a lot of relations to the government, and the government is trying to introduce their own digital currency. I don't know what it's called. Is it CBDC?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you think about that in relation to whatever you people are offering with your portfolios and your assets?
Well, for governments to be involved, and specifically even for our own, to be involved in such sort of conversations, it's very impressive. But at the same time, I'll use the same words everyone uses.
Okay.
If the central bank creates a CBDC, it's just like building another M-Pesa.
Okay.
Right? So it's digital money, but digital money originally from the central bank.
Okay.
So that's number one. Number two is that it will still be exposed to the same
system that was previous.
The ills of that system.
Okay.
So as Benkiko, we gave out comments regarding the discussion paper by central bank. What we believe is that they should actually enable what is already there, than try do the. This thing is like almost 20 years old now. Not to 08 to now. That's like 14-15 years.
The numbers is a very difficult game. It's a very difficult game.
So it's not that they are late. It's not that, but there's no point really. They would rather enable what's already there. So Vision 2030. Well, I'm as disappointed as you are. Well, there's nothing much to talk about that.
So practically, you seem like a person who hates the government with everything.
No,
at
I
heart.
don't. I love the government
Ah,
so much.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. How
Yeah.
was that chili?
Well, fire.
Fire. We should go a notch higher. Per se.
That one comes I think
Which
the
one?
flames.
Which one will you want? Which one will you want? Real Thai or the other one, hands? As we wind up the conversation.
As we wind up,
Yeah.
we can go with that. Let me
This
finish
one?
This. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So yeah, Vision 2030. I believe they can do better. And like these are very genuine comment because the podcast tonight, Pam. The thing is, you can never actually build a tech city. You only build the frameworks, and that's why I'm saying what they need to do is enable. Because a tech city, trust me, if there is good environment and good operations, people will build. Kids are out here building amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. In Ngong Road to Upper, we call it the tech complex of Kenya. Wayaki Way is coming up pretty fine. Yeah. So you can never actually build a tech city. You just create the infrastructures and by infrastructure, semi buildings, semi policy infrastructure, legal infrastructure. People will do the rest. You will see a city you've never seen before.
Okay. Behind all these tech solutions, behind all the finance systems, what would you build that is outside the norm of fintech if you were to build?
What I would build?
Yeah. And why?
What would I build? Like, I can release it. So, like, is this like a vision question or a real solution?
Or
a real solution?
Kind of a real or behind. Let's forget the franchise, the fintech guy. Let's talk franchise, the other guy. What would you build or would you want in the tech ecosystem?
I have 3 things.
Okay.
Well, one is in the past. No, I'll revisit.
Okay.
And then 2 in the future. So 2 in vision, 1. So personally, I'm a procurement graduate.
Okay.
Nothing tech.
So okay.
See, and so tech didn't actually come up until I started practicing procurement. So I just used to be curious, but I never really like nilikuwa tu. There's a whole story now behind that.
Okay.
So so I graduate procurement. No, I'm in school doing procurement, and I had to do my internship, attachment, all that stuff, the normal requirement. So I met an amazing woman at the Nyeri County offices, got an internship at Nyeri PGH. When I'm there, is when I'm like now I start practicing procurement. So procurement is just the hospital coming up with like a layout of purchases for the year, a budget, and then now procurement department just orders, checks inventory, store management. Then when things are down, you replenish. So to me, this process was so boring and repetitive.
Okay.
See? And then there was the whole issue of tendering, corruption, overquoting, favorism in tender, whatever processes. And so, well, to me, the process was boring because it's repetitive, but there are also real issues to solve. So that's when I was like, why not create like a smooth e-procuring or e-tendering system.
Okay.
So it went live, built it went live. I was super excited. So how it would work is that there was like an inbuilt quotation form. So quotation is where you write, like a department would write, I need this and this and this, then send it over to the procurement department, gets counter checked with the budget and allocation for the year. Then you send out to the supplier sends back an invoice. Now you do that back and forth of invoice until goods are delivered. You confirm delivery, then you pay. Okay, so it's like I can create a smooth system from the start to the end. But now the end needed payment. Okay, because now there is the issue of entities delaying with supplier payments for months, and this affects cash flow issues and all that. Okay, so it's like I need like escrowed payments. Back then hakukuwa na an easy to configure payment system yenye where like I could hook this into my system, then go to market. So the product was smooth, operational, except payments, and I knew I couldn't go to market without payment. So that's when I was like, wow, I need to go back to the drawing board. So I decided to create my own bank first.
So that is Benkiko, I assume, or
yeah.
Okay.
So that's something I'll definitely want to check out some other time. So the other one is I'm a big fan of football and football talent. So like I think we need to impact the Kenya Premier League and even football across Africa, you see. So yeah, I hope to do something for football very soon. Good training grounds, good stadiums, good. That's about the. What else? Oh, and I want like a good. You see how you would walk into TRM, like mall.
Yeah.
Now assume that concept as a tech center where startup have offices, server rooms, shit like that.
But
you have mentors coming on board, inspiring.
We had IHub for that and all those back then, but they failed. And in regards to that, let's add more as we finish this conversation and we talk about you give some parting shot about whatever bill has been passed in regards to tech.
Tumeona mingi sana.
That bill is outrageous.
Very.
Just give us a parting shot and
a final win.
A final win.
Ndivyo mtu anakufanga.
Okay.
Wow, ndio ile flaming. Aya.
You take a bite, then you answer that.
Nikitoa machozi.
Which is wonderful.
It's the content you're looking for.
Yeah, it's the content you're looking for.
Aya. So, the bill. Wow. Si kama ile ingine. Iko.
A little bit. Okay.
It's user friendly.
Okay. Before we finish, we'll do a cocktail with the other one. Then we get to see. Tell us more about the bill.
So there are two specific bills that have been passed.
Okay.
One is a digital tax bill. I don't think, like, the whole digital ecosystem is so nascent, it's so new, like that the first thing you have to do is like tax it and regulate and all that. Like ile infantry stage. So that's number one. I also believe with such a huge population unemployed, they are young, they have smartphones, they have internet is getting cheaper, phones are getting more accessible. That's where the enhancing should come from. you are like even subsidize in our ruin huko kwa mafuta msilete kwa but at least drop those taxes. Like kama saa hii time ni 20%. Data's the same. Like you should make it, you see, because for us we'll build, we are not joking, we'll build, you see, to enable the new generation to make the, so even this support should come in terms of encouraging it. Don't try to regulate it, don't try, let people figure out, let it get to a point, because sasa we'll start regretting, like ni counterproductive, because it even hurts the limits we could have gone to.
Exactly.
So that's bill number 1. Bill number 2 was the startups bill. Ilikuwa imeletwa na Sakaja. And they proposed a whole chain of counties ikuwe na tech center, like the concept of iHub, you know, but in the counties. Now you see was wanna introduce a whole new board, some new V8s for people, some office staff. Then again, where's run tech hivyo? Like tech haifikiriangi. Tech unaweza amka kesho, whatever we talked about here, kesho is totally different. Unaona? Yeah. So where's run tech hivyo? So that's bill number 2. Bill number 3 is the ICT bill. I don't think I should even talk about that. It's a complete
and then you talk about
we ban them with hot chili.
Just few words about that ICT bill as we go on. It's pretty hot and pretty tasty.
That one.
We should do this. Anyway, for our listeners, this is TikTok Africa podcast, and we're having sessions with Benkiko. Or per se, if you are a founder of a startup and you're willing to come and have a conversation with us about the ecosystem, about your startup, about any innovation that is being offered, we are open, and just inbox us. We'll reach out to other founders, talk about different kinds of industries. And so far, we have Benkiko. Next week, we will be offering a talk with Kotani Pay, still a cryptocurrency company, but you'll get to know more about Kotani Pay next week. In the meantime, let's continue with Frank. Tell us about the ICT bill.
The ICT bill, acha hiyo tuichome vizuri.
Yeah.
Hiyo. So the ICT bill proposes that for you to practice, is it open?
Yeah.
For you to practice ICT, and again, tech is very broad. Like tech is what sustains humanity, in short. So tech is so broad, so broad. So to even say for you anyone to practice ICT, which ICT specifically? Is it a graphic designer? Is it a software engineer?
Okay.
Is it, you see? Is it a data scientist? Is it right now even like every other new day, there's a new profession or a new job title. Data analyst, data scientist, data what?
Okay. Yeah.
Compliance officer. You see. So where do you start regulating all that? That's number 1. Number 2, it means that you'll be paying yearly annual renewal fees. Bro.
You can really feel the pain in Frank's voice about the ICT bill, and such bills are a derailment to such startups, such innovators. You can hear Frank came from a procurement person into an IT person, and there is no legality of proof that Frank can offer besides passion, besides curiosity. And with that curiosity and with that passion came out Benkiko. And there are a lot more of such founders outside there. And such, we should just kill that bill and just let the ecosystem grow. Let the ecosystem grow. And with this, we will let Frank give us something for the founders, just a few words as we wind up the session, and we call it goodbye.
Okay, amazing. So first, thank you for the conversation, of course, and I mean a premiere hiki too. So there's a lot happening in the space. I meet a lot of guys. We had an event at the iHub just a few days ago with the NFT club. It was dope. We had that thing live in the metaverse. We had showcasing and all that. So we have a lot of kids who are doing like real good stuff. Okay, we just need to enable them. So our rich uncles, kazi sio brought in malls everywhere. Set up a fund, gather a few of your friends, pick out some good startup projects, put $1 or $2 in. These are the next Amazons and all that. So for the founders, there's been never a better time to build than now. Even for podcasters, content creators, online shops, there's never been a better time. It's gotten to a point that you can actually add your own podcast on Facebook, on your Facebook page. Facebook has Facebook marketplace because everyone can become a business on the go. They have Instagram shops. They have WhatsApp business. You see, Twitter already has Bitcoin tipping because I can create a good tweet and you learn something and you're like, let me send you $100 or something. Okay. So for the founders, there's been never a better time to build than now. But most importantly, you have to make it fun for you. Because so the first step, of course, is to be sure you're having fun. Me, I usually say I've lived my best life because I've hunted everything I was curious about. Okay. So make it fun for you. Also put yourself out there. We are in the generation where social media is the new word of mouth. Kitambo if ulikuwa fundi mnoma, wase walikuwa ambiananga, kamani fundi, Otieno ni makanika, you see. But sahi credibility yako iko online. So shoot those shots, put yourself out there. Number 2, of course, I would say is a team. Teams are very important. I'm sure people want a team now for this podcast to come through. The team effort. So a team, a good one, a honest one, na pia credible. Aside from that, Benkiko, we are doing it, and we are doing it big because we target the next update. The next update will have support for bank deposits and withdrawal.
Interesting.
Globally through MoneyGram. And so you can literally receive money from anywhere. So if you don't want to hold that money in Benkiko, you can cash it out at the bank or at a cash point. So with that, it means that and even for everyone in the digital economy, just put yourself out there, whatever skill, so that like you will get paid. That's number 1. Okay, that's on the founders and the whole digital economy thing. To everyone listening in, the digital economy will be huge. Currently worth $15.5 trillion globally. Africa's digital economy is targeted to hit around 180 billion by 2025. Kenya globally has the highest internet GDP. Even with those restrictions, we still have the global highest internet GDP. You see, at $345 million. And so there's huge potential. what you have to do. We're also in the passion driven economy where I do something because I'm passionate about it. I create content because I'm passionate. I like, so master a skill. Number one, learn how to work remotely without being pushed, micromanaged, and all that. Number three, learn to use at least 3 collaborative tools.
Yes, you heard that word. Yes. Collaborative.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So could be okay. Slack, I don't know. But yeah, a collaborative tool. Also, if your work is skill based, graphic designer, you have Behance and Dribble.
Yeah.
Developers, you have GitHub. Everyone else can create a mini website portfolio. You see. So yeah, put your work out there and document it somewhere. Squeeze your own CV at Indumia CV yako. You just send a link, they go preview, they make the judgment they want.
Yeah, for sure.
So that would be the final remark. And yeah, do look out for the other founders. Also, founders, if you're building, our APIs are open. You can build here and scale out anywhere you want, effortlessly actually, because you just need to deliver a good solution, a solution that delivers real utility to users. Then users will just pick up. So that would be the final remarks. Great.
Goodbye to our listeners. That has been Benkiko for you, and check out for the video episode. It will be uploaded on YouTube. Goodbye.
And this is my last wing.